Hi guys, this is Jessica with Chapter Chicks, and I'm here to do my September book haul with you guys. Stacy and I finally had the opportunity to go to Joseph Beth. I was so super excited. It's been such a long time since we've been able to go and get books, and I think that's kind of one of the reasons why I've been so slow with my reading. Now granted, Stacy and I have both started school, and I just had a baby, so as you guys all know, I'm sure you know that by now, but it's very time consuming to have a baby and have a house and have schools going on, but I still do have time to read. I just don't every once in a while. Sometimes I do read. So usually I'm studying or taking care of Emma, but sometimes I'll watch TV instead of reading, which that wouldn't have happened before. When Borders was still open, I was reading like 12 or 13 books a month and had a full-time job. So it's possible for me to get reading done. I just haven't been doing it because I just haven't been like really excited about reading. And I think that's something that happens to everyone during the summer. I think reading is a lot lighter during the summer. A lot of people like to read light books during the summer, but I'm the opposite. I don't really have a preference of what type of book I read. I just am not usually in the reading mood. So I've been trying to get back in it, but I noticed that one of the reasons why that is because I don't get to go to Borders like I used to and get excited about books. Because whenever I would get in a reading slum, Stacy and I would eventually go to Borders anyway because we knew that we liked going to Borders. And seeing all kinds of new books and buying a couple new books always gets me really pumped about reading. And Stacy probably talked about that in her haul also because we kind of had this realization around the same time. I only got 8 new books. Stacy had like a zillion because when we went to the flea market, Stacy found a bunch of books that she was really wanting, and she got a bunch for Dylan as well. And I don't usually show you guys the books that I get for Emma because, you know, they're just like Dr. Seuss books and stuff like that. Stacy actually gets chapter books for Dylan because he's older. He's 7. Emma can't read chapter books yet, so I'm not really too worried about them. But I get her Dr. Seuss books and stuff like that. A couple people have asked what I usually get for Emma to read, and I'm trying to get the entire Dr. Seuss collection, so if you want to help me out, you know, send them to me if you got some. I'm also just picking up different educational books, books that have like the feely stuff on it, and like books like there's some Sesame Street books that my dollar store has around here, and I've been picking up those. You guys don't want to hear about what I'm getting her. A couple people asked it, that's why I said that, but I'm going to go ahead and just dive into this haul. I've been talking for so much, and you guys just want to see books. You just want to see books. So the first thing that I got is This Dark Endeavor, and this is by Kenneth Opel. And this looks so stinking good. So stinking good. This is about Victor Frankenstein when he was a teenager. What? How freaking cool is that? I saw this because I grabbed the second book because there's a sequel to this. And I grabbed it and saw that it was not the second one, first one, it was the second one. So I picked this first one up, and oh my god, it's a prequel to Frankenstein. How cool is that? It's the guy who makes Frankenstein as a teenager. Like, it doesn't get cooler than that. And the cover is flippin' awesome. The next book I got is actually kind of has a little bit of a funny story around it. I was looking for books in Joseph Beth, and I didn't want to get hardback books because we don't get hardback books from Joseph Beth because they're expensive and we no longer have coupons. So I usually get all my hardback books from Amazon because they're the same price as paperbacks. And I get my paperback books from Joseph Beth to support my local independent bookstore. And they're the same prices they are on as Amazon anyway, so it doesn't really lose me any money. Plus, it's fun to go to the bookstore still. We took Emma the other day, and it was a blast. But I got Obsidian, and this is by Jennifer L. Armentrout. And this is basically a book about aliens. I don't really remember much more about that. A girl moves, then she has a hot neighbor, and then she hates her hot neighbor, and then, oh, he's an alien. Pretty much is what it's about. And it looked really good. Stacey thought I had an arc of it. I sure hope I don't because I bought it. Yeah, it looks really good, and I came home the next morning because we were planning on going to Joseph Beth again that weekend because we were going to have, my dad gave us some money, and I picked this up when we were at a signing, and then my dad was giving us some money that Friday, so we went that weekend. But I went to look at the requests because I don't know if Stacey and I have told you guys yet, but on our blog, chapterchicks.com, if you scroll down far enough on the right side, there's a place where you can just go in and just fill out a request form if you want us to review a book. And you can pick whether or not you want Stacey or I to review it. But Stacey has like 100 requests already because she like actually pays attention and to writing them down and remembering where she wrote them down at. I usually write them down and then lose them or like just forget that I did it. But 2 people had requested that I review this, and I got it before I saw that, so I thought that was really cool. I'm planning on reading this really soon because of it. I was going to read it next, but I got something else that I was really excited, and I want to read that first. The next book that I got was Ripper, and this is by Amy Carol Ruse. I don't know how to say that. But what this is about is a girl who works at this hospital, and she takes care of people and yada yada yada. But then people start coming up murdered, and they're being murdered by Jack the Ripper. And this main character realizes that she sees visions of Jack the Ripper before he kills these girls. And so she sets out to stop them. And it sounds really freaking good, and there's a little bit of historical fiction going on in there. I mean, what more can you ask for? What more can you ask for? The next thing that I got was Drink, Slay, Love, and this is by Sarah Beth Durst. I really hope I don't have this already. I picked it up about 104 times. I was waiting until it came out in paperback, I thought, and then it finally did. So this is actually a requested review, so I do plan on reading this soon since it has been requested. It's the next one on my request list. This is about a 16-year-old vampire who one night gets stabbed through the chest by a unicorn. The unicorn horn stabbed her through the chest, like what? And then because she's stabbed through the chest with a unicorn, she can walk in the sun. So her whole vampire colony sends her to high school so she can make friends and lure them home and the vampires can eat them. But naturally, once she starts being around humans, she starts to develop human emotions and kind of falls for this guy. And what the heck? That sounds freaking good too. Like, all these books sound really good, and I actually never read that description, I feel like. Maybe I never read the description, but it sounds really good, and I can't wait to read it. The next thing I got is an autographed copy of Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. I actually got my Libba Bray book signed as well because that's the signing that we went to. But I picked this up because Stacey and I are doing a giveaway because we've been so absent. And we actually have a couple giveaways coming up, so you guys should look out for those. But this is one of the books that we'll be giving away, so if you want to love Libba Bray, then look out for that. The thing that I got is The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. And this is actually another book that was requested. So I've read this before. I read it in school and I watched the movie and I really, really liked it. It's pretty much about a group of boys in like the greaser age. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't really remember too much about it, but I am definitely looking forward to reading this soon. It's such a good book. It's so classic and timeless, and I'm really glad that it was requested because it's one of those books that I didn't really want to read at the time because it was for school, and for some reason, even though I like reading, I can't read when it's something I have to be reading. So I'm really glad that I get to read this now by choice because I know that I'll enjoy it a lot more. The last thing that I purchased was Anna Dressed in Blood, and this is by I don't know how to say that, Kendare Blake. And I got this because Stacey said that she heard someone say that this book was one of the only YA books that have actually scared them. And what it's about is this guy who is a ghost hunter. He likes to track down ghosts and the dead and kill them for good. And one day he goes to this town where there's this ghost haunting this place and then they named her Anna Dressed in Blood. She's still wearing the same dress from when she was murdered in 1958. She kills every person who sets foot into the home that she's haunting, but for some reason spares his life. And I guess something goes on after that, and probably they fall in love, but who knows. But apparently it's supposed to be really scary, and I've been wanting to read a scary book because, you know, Halloween's coming up, and I'm already in that. I got a witch hanging from my door. I'm in the mood. I'm in the Halloween mood. I'm ready to go. So that is all that I purchased, but I did get one book full review, and I am so excited about it. It came in this cool little box. It was just a box, but it had like pretty paper in it and stuff. And there's this note from Julie Kagawa because the book that I got is The Lost Prince, and it's like it says The Iron Fae, The Call of the Forgotten. What? This is not actually part of the Iron Fae series, but it kind of is because it's the same world, mostly the same characters, but it's from Ethan's perspective, Ethan's point of view when he gets older. And in this note, Julie Kagawa says that some of the main characters that we all know and love will make appearances, but it's time to make way for a new set of characters to love and to cherish. And I am so looking forward to this because it's just, oh my god, my favorite series, and one of my favorite series in the whole world is the Iron Fey series, and I was so sad that I cried when the Iron Knight was over because I didn't know that it was the last one until I was reading it, and I'm like, crap, this is probably the last one. And then they said that she was coming out with this, which is the same world, like I said, but it's from Ethan's perspective. And I'm so excited because that means I get more Iron Fey, and I just love that series. It says, my name is Ethan Chase, and I may not live to see my 18th birthday. So, yeah, I cannot wait to read this. It looks flippin' amazing. It also came with this really cool necklace. I'm sure I think they sent 100 of these out, but it's this cute little lock. If you guys can see it, there it is. Wait for it. Maybe I'll make a review. There's the lock, and then there's this key on the end. And yeah, I wish that in a way they would have put the key on there too, because I don't really understand why they didn't, but whatevs. They do what they want. Oh look, it's a necklace, an Iron Fey jewelry. Can't get any better than that. Like, this is one of my favorite series, and I have some freaking jewelry from it. Are you jelly? Are you jelly? That is my haul. That's all I got in September. That's all I've got since the last time I did a haul at I Need Books. But I've got to go now because I've got to get my little Miss Baby Emma ready for bed because it's late. So I'm Jessica with Chapter 6, and this haul was for you.